galactic civil war spreads across the sun. From the heights of Coruscant to fiery Mustafar, to fight the evil empire, for people join the fray. These are the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Edge Studios' Age of Rebellion system. This is Arc 4, Episode 15.
I'm Henry. I'll be your GM for this adventure.
And I'm Endarda. I'm using she/they pronouns and playing a pair of NPCs for this adventure.
As we come in, we are going to be coming in with a pair of dark side points and a light side points. The screen does a fade in into a 4:5 ratio compared to our normal 16:9. We fade into Jones and Hookman getting off the radio at Vadillorn Cursed. We're still inside the Hutball Arena. A tracker for Trelwe beeps off in hand. People are moving around. You can hear music down the halls. But it's echoey now. We're a little bit farther away. But as far as the tracker showing, Trelwe's somewhere near the bottom of this arena. It beeps, and beeps, and you have one mission. Find your friend Trelwe. Friend being an assumed word here.
So the two here are Jones and Hookman, who were sent off to collect Trelwe. Hookman is dressed in something closer to Jedi General robes than pretty much anything else I've got for a descriptor. Like the chest plate, the torso, the shoulders, the upper arms of his clone trooper armor, but it's over something that can actually move. It's got a bit more of like the smuggler's trench coat, like a trench coat-ish vibe otherwise, but he does have most of the protection of his laminate armor. I mean, he's going in here, he is a clone. He's a named clone, so he doesn't have his helmet on. He's there with his sort of permanent 5 o'clock shadow that's just gray at this point, and a short mohawk look with the side shaved, just a center line down there. And he's sort of scanning under the flaps of the armor. He's got his blaster carbine because, well, he was sent in on an extraction. He is going to be bringing his actual weapons. And there next to him is Jones, a BX series commando droid who is wearing a cape that, at least for the moment, is not billowing. It is somehow looking very regal, even though he hasn't let anyone touch the thing. There's him. He does have his two swords crossed on his back, and a bowler hat, as well as a monocle, and a moving double metal mustache at the tip of his nose. As he is talking, that mustache is moving, yes. And yeah, the two of them are just sort of standing there. I'm figuring that it would be Hookman with the tracker.
So, since we're starting up, I want to have a first roll with Hookman with the tracker of either I would say computers or survival check to lock in where this like ping is coming in from.
Okay. Computers check is probably what he'd go for. I mean, he deals with computers a lot more. He's not so much the cunning sort. Jones definitely is more of a cunning person, but we will do since Hookman is the one with the tracking stuff, he will be doing a computers check. And to make sure things go at least a little bit better, I will be using the one light side point because, well,
All right, and for this one, it's going to be an average check. It's not the most difficult thing. You're in a city. It's a tracker specifically meant for Trelwe. It was, but it's pre-programmed. It shouldn't be. I mean, you're in quite a big building, but it should not be the most difficult thing in the world, theoretically.
okay, well then
So,
let's see how this goes. Oh, sweet. 3 successes and 1 advantage.
all right, party. As Hookman locks it in and tweaks in the tracker, it pings in, and you can see it coming from the docking bay of this arena.
Okay.
You do have an advantage if you want to make use of it.
Um so just for my clarification, have they gone up to the gala level? Like are they at the gala? Are they in the lobby or where?
They're closer to offside, like off the side of the lobby, where it's just like if you went the lobby up, you would go to the gala. This is more towards the other direction of where you would run into places like coat check and weapon check. Like you could still hear the sounds of the party. You're not too far off, but you're not with the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what to use the advantage for.
You can hold on to it for a second because I'm about to use a dark side point just to add a little fun to this.
Okay.
So as Hookman and Jones are locking in and noticing, it's like, okay, like you see where Trelwe is. For some reason, you see the tracker coming from the docking area. You just like hear coming down the hall, hear a familiar voice, a weak way just going, it's like, what do you mean my jacket's not here? I checked it in earlier. And ran it go from the Cracker Cats is right there, slightly intoxicated, very intoxicated. Let's be real. Arguing with the coat check person. With it seems like a ticket, but she's just like waving a napkin. She's like, "What do you mean? My jacket's not here. I have the ticket." As she slowly turns over to see Hookman and Jones, like, "They know you know my jacket." Just waving, trying to call you two over.
I think I've seen you in that Goldie thing many a time. Now, what makes you... did you check it in or did you come here from your room?
They're right there. I checked it in because I have a ticket, but look, and
That's a
she.
napkin.
Oh, it's still at the hotel. She looks like, I'm sorry. Oh, embarrassed. She looks at Jones and Hookman's like, please tell me you're going somewhere else. I can be embarrassed in private.
Yeah, we're needing to collect one of ours. Apparently got a little bit too incapacitated, and we're needing to collect them. They haven't checked in.
Amateurs. As she kind of wobbles in the air. Well, let's go collect them. Which for like looks back. I'm sorry. Please let's go. As she starts following you and like towards the direct, like following you and your tracker beeping towards the docking bay to find your friend Trelwe.
So, yeah, we will follow the tracker, and considering it's Star Wars, I'm assuming it's not giving like internal layout of the building. But yeah, well, Jones and Hookman are just going to keep following it, kind of trying to keep to as much public areas as possible. But yeah, they'll dump into backing areas as soon as they need to.
It's one of those Star Wars trackers, so you're right. It doesn't like give you the layout, but your weak way friend knows this place friends ran. It's right there. It's like, oh, the docking bay. Oh, I've had to escape out the docking bay a few times. Hold on. So you follow this way, starts going down. No, not this way, and then it starts leading you across after a few missteps. Since you have the tracker to point them the right direction, I'm not going to make the NPC or you roll for them generally knowing how to get to the docking bay, which it's most of it's through public, but near the end, you do have to go through an employee only section that does have the stairs, and you can start hearing the sounds of speeders and ships moving a little bit more. You don't hear the party anymore. But you do see the big employees only sign.
Okay.
As Ranit stops by the door going, I think it's in here. It's either that, or this is where you get picked up for rideshare.
Why don't we give it a bit of a look-see here? Yes.
As the door slides open, very quickly, this is the docking bay for picking up and dropping off of things like waste, picking up food. This is more of the docking bay for the employees here, making like where everything goes in and out, so people don't have to. All the people for Hupball and for seeing the show don't have to see the grimy work that goes into making this happen. Like you see a biohazard truck ready to go, go for when the games are going on, because there's a lot of stuff you just can't throw into regular waste disposal. Someone has to follow safety rules.
I mean, it is a corporate sector.
It's the corporate sector. It's the one place where they're trying to follow the rules still, which is hilarious because it's Hupball. But the tracker's beeping, and it is starting to get a little bit louder, a little bit more direct towards a truck near the back. Like, seems to be a delivery truck. And you know what? That's a perfect time for me to use another Destiny point.
Okay.
You're seeing these trucks, some coming in, some coming out. These speeders are moving across. You hear a woman somewhere in the distance yelling out orders and throwing stuff at people. And you see one truck start to move, and then you see the tracker start to move with it as it starts to leave into out of the building.
Jones, it's that one that's just leaving here. The tracker for Trelwe's on that one. Let's. Quick. And Hookman is going to start booking it, and so will Jones. Now that they've got a target as to try and get on or find, absolutely.
All right, this is a perfect time for I want you to make me an athletics check for each of them. This one, you're chasing after a speeder that's a little down the way going off. I'm gonna make this a hard check. That's 3 purple.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna burn my 3rd Destiny point because I love using force points. Let's party. You can have all 3 of those back to you.
So
that's gonna be.
I am
2
going to
purple and a
flip one
red.
back on for Hookman.
Got it.
Because Hookman has never been a really brawny or really one to be moving that much in just sort of a pure athletics sort. Had basic training from the clones, but the choices that his aptitudes in that went to just weren't quite there. So let's see how well he does. Or I would try and go for a boost on account of he does have the tracker, so he sort of has that immediate sort of adrenaline rush of that thing and is at least visually locked into it.
Yeah, I'll give a boost for that.
Okay. Cool. Let's see how this goes. Then we'll do Jones. Wow. That was unexpected. Hookman has 3 successes and 2 threats. And then we've got Jones.
And you know what? I know exactly what to use that threat for. Jones is gonna have a setback for this one.
Okay. Jones will have a setback. Cool.
It's like Hookman is on it and going for it and is gonna get to that truck, but just because you're screaming, you know where you're going.
Okay, and wow. Not a single success gets rolled by Jones. Jones does get 2 failures and 5 advantage.
We'll get to those advantages right now.
Okay, sure.
Hookman has that speed of, there's the truck, get to the truck, get to your teammate, and speed runs across the docking bay and catches a big speeder before it takes off and heads out with all the things on it.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs onto the rail on the side, is able to hold on as it starts going. looking like a really cool garbage truck driver.
Okay.
As he holds on to it and like heads out, as Hookman turns around to see his teammates, sees Jones not able to keep up behind him as this speeder takes off and starts going faster. So now we'll get to Hookman, who is now holding on for dear life. We're gonna stay with Jones for now. Jones and Red, who's like already out of breath halfway down the dock, didn't even try to keep running. It's the drink is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You have 5 advantages as you watch this speeder truck take off.
Well, okay, they are a commando droid. I am figuring they may not have any direct training for it, but I'm really figuring that they would do something silly like I figured that they would do something like look around, see if there's a speeder nearby that they could attempt to commandeer, especially if there's one that is currently running, that they would just try and take.
You know what? For 3 of those advantages, I will have there is one there. It is a garbage truck, essentially.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's a Trandoshan just at the back of it, kind of like emptying trash into it, and a droid in the passenger seat, kind of just like almost sitting and dancing inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm entirely going with Jones would run up, jump into the uh, driver's seat, and take off after the vehicle that has Hookman on it. Especially now that he's got a very good tracker on it, that there's Hookman. He knows exactly where, and like he has extra sensors for being able to keep track of people such as Hookman. And as he jumps in, he would be going, "Oh, I'm sorry, I need to borrow this. My friend seems to be in a spot of bother."
The droid just turns around, like head tilts to you, just like your friend is in trouble. It's like friend in trouble, and then suddenly just goes on. Garbo, there's a friend in trouble. Hold on, and then activates the truck for you.
Excellent.
You could hear off their radio. I'll give you the hair radio slightly. It just like Andre is like, wait, what do you mean? Oh no! As you see if you look at the rear view, the Trandoshan is grabbing onto the poles at the end, and you see Ranit quietly just like jumping onto it as well. So we'll deal with them later.
Okay.
So can I get a piloting planetary check? And you do still have 2 extra advantages on you.
All right. I think I'm just going to go with a boost to the pilot planetary check, if that's okay.
Oh, that is absolutely fine.
Okay. I am going to deal with one of those lovely points, the light side point.
And you know what? I'll give you an extra boost because you did say the keyword to your new friend, and they are going to be helping you.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so what sort of difficulty are we looking at?
So we're in a chase sequence, but it's with another truck. So yeah, it's not a high speed chase. It's an easy. It's 2 purple. Actually, I'm burning one of those dark side points. It's a purple and a red. We're going to be having fun today.
Okay. Okay. Wow, he's got
Oh,
5 successes.
Oh, you're doing great. It's everything set up. The Trandoshan Ranit are holding on to the back. Your new friend is right there helping you out. And you didn't think garbage speeders could take off like this, but this thing is fast. Added on to the fact that the truck that Hookman's on seems to be going at normal speeds. It does not take long for you to catch up. And Hookman's a clone. Hookman's used to stuff like this. Hookman probably trained hanging off of ships ready for battle. So holding on to a delivery truck going at regular speeds, not that hard. Not even gonna make him roll for that. But you can see that truck ahead of you, like a block down the way, and you're caught up.
Okay.
You see Hookman in line, and you just hear the droid in there goes, you flick some switches, and you hear the radio turn on, and it's like, and you hear Trandoshan on the comms just like, "Hey, okay, I get it. We're helping your friend, whatever. Who is this? Who's driving my truck?"
Oh, hello. My designation is JN35. Some may call me Jones. And I am pursuing 2 of my compatriots.
All right, compatriots. All right, whatever. Just please don't crash my truck. This is Borlor is very likes making friends. Please be nice to him.
Indubitably.
Here in the background, like just off the side, it's like, does your friend use big words all the time? Oh, more than you could think, and I think I'm gonna throw up. Just ran it, and Four Lord's friends, Garvo, just like kind of like talking in the background. But the delivery truck is ahead of you, and it's moving at a okay pace. This truck is heading towards the docking bays where all the ships are parked at the moment.
Okay.
But it doesn't take a lot to notice that's where these trucks are going. They're like, it's heading towards where all the ships are docked at the moment.
So I'm really thinking that while Hookman is hanging on to the side of this delivery van, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be trying to get to the passenger's side and pounding on the window, telling them to pull over. Probably not even aware that Jones is in pursuit.
Alrighty, so if we're gonna be climbing on a speeder going down the street, that's another athletics check.
All right.
Yeah, it would be either athletics if you're just like holding on and climbing, or coordination if you want to bust climbing on top and like balancing across.
I'm much more thinking of like a coordination of climbing up and trying to sort of drop down next to, or at least climbing up.
Then let's go with a hard coordination check. That's gonna be, your little 3 purples.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I will use a light side point for that. I'm just trying to think of, is there anything else that I could really think of for moving around? I mean, so in the original decanting of Hookman, he was a pilot who got into logistics, which then got him into repairing stuff and that sort of thing. So he does have the talent of let's ride. I am just wondering if he would be able to use that to like haul himself up on top of the delivery van, essentially giving him a boost.
You know what? I'll give a boost for that one. That's actually pretty fun.
Okay, and you were saying that it was a hard check?
Yes.
So, let's see. He is able to get 4 successes and 2 threat.
I know we do threat 4 on this one. This is great. So, Hookman, like a professional, like his body goes into auto drive on this one. He's done this 1,000 times of moving on top of him, like climbing on top of movie shit, going across. He's already done this a few times with ISR and then the Codfather itself. So it's second nature to just get on top, go low, get to the front, get to the side, get to the window. But you're on the passenger side, and the driver seems to be this young woman who has headphones on and is just singing and dancing and is not really paying attention. Which is not a great driver, but this is what you're dealing with for 2 threats. And the windows are up, so you can't hear what she's singing to, but she's probably not doing great.
Okay. So I'm assuming that the door is locked.
Yes, it's currently locked.
How to do particularly silly things. Okay, the one that just makes more sense to me than any of the others is if he's not able to get her attention, I am thinking that he would attempt to. Yeah, I really do think that he'd attempt to take his blaster rifle and attempt to shoot the engine, using that essentially as a warning shot, because there's going to be large flashing and all that sort of fun stuff.
All right, let's give me a ranged light then. Let's.
Well, it would be his blaster carbine, so
Oh, blaster
or his
carbine.
blaster rifle, so it would be his heavy.
All right, then that'd be ranged heavy. That would be just one purple. It's like right in front of you. It's not that hard. But I will give a setback for you're doing this while hanging off of the side of a truck while trying. It seems like you're trying not to absolutely like obliterate the engine. Just be more of like a warning.
I mean, if the engine dies, he's not going to be sad about it. You'd probably be able to fix it at this
It
point, but
actually also true. So you know what? If you're gonna no mind destroying the engine, I'll take that. I'll take that setback away.
okay. So one purple?
Yes, just one purple.
Okay. And gets 2 advantage from that.
So you're not hitting the engine
Wow.
block, but you have 2 advantage.
Yeah, the primary thing was to stop the vehicle. Like, just do enough damage to it to do that. The secondary bit was to actually get the driver's attention. And I like 2 advantage does feel like enough to like get the driver's attention, like what the heck is going on. This may not be a good thing, but seems like a thing.
Oh yeah, it getting her attention it does because if you the moment you look back in there, she immediately flings off her headset, starts freaking, looks over, and just sees sees Hookman, puts her hands up. As a note, reminder, she's driving,
Mm-hmm.
and her hands are up, and she slams the brake. So I'm gonna need we're gonna go a couple of things down the list, but first of all, for Hookman, for holding on, we're gonna do an athletics check. This one is just
Oh yeah,
either
no, this I'm not arguing that. That just screams athletics. On the other hand, I will use my last light side point because it just feels like so far the force has kind of been with him on this, and also his role is kind of horrible. So,
so now for our difficulty. I'm gonna give one of those back because we there's gonna be a need of red on this one. This one is gonna I'll
fair.
put you know Hookman had a feeling this was probably gonna be coming. It's not that and the truck was only going like cities like speed limits. So I'll say a
Mm-hmm.
red and a purple. Nice. Like just a little slightly difficult. Only a little bit.
Sure. We'll go with just a tiny bit. Let's see how
Tiny
this.
little bit dangerous.
Wow. 2 success and 2 threat. On 2 yellow, 1 red, 1 purple.
So Hookman's gonna hold on. It's not that this truck is gonna hit it. It's gonna stop. But those 2 threat are gonna be going to Jones, who's currently gonna have to make a piloting planetary check to not slam to the back of this truck.
See, I don't know that that's what Jones would do. I'm-
Oh no! What's your idea? Like,
Okay, my idea for Jones is that Jones would be seeing, like, as the driving's going on, since it's not that fast, just sort of tries to, sort of attempts to get the droid that's in there to, like, take over, just keep it going straight. It's going to be okay. And then tries to get on the hood of the garbage truck, or however, the front bumper, I'm guessing, because for the pretty standard, just sort of sheer front. And the entire idea is that Jones is going to be trying to jump onto the back, or, yeah, the back of the van.
oh, if that's what you're playing, you know what? Instead, you're gonna give me a hard coordination check on that one.
Okay, yeah, no, that.
Lore and that team are used to the terrible driving here. We're gonna see how well Jones does at getting launched.
Okay, I totally love that. So that is a hard coordination check.
Yeah, and you know what? Instead of 3 purple, we're gonna one last time make it a red and 2 purple. We're gonna give Jones the chance to be great or fail epically.
I mean, sure. As I just take a quick look. All right. Yeah, let's just do it that way. And that is 1 red, 2 purple. Going up against Jones's coordination, which is 2 yellow, 1 green, and 2 boosts, because they are wily that way. And let's see, because I think I'm going to use a destiny point, because this feels like he's being sort of cheered on by this other droid, and also feeling a great need to get to the Trelwe and Hookman, especially backing up Hookman.
You know what? I'll do.
So
I'm gonna give you a boost simply for if you're just gonna have to deal with me because you'll have to listen to me do this. I'll give you a boost because droid to droid, you get a droid let like Ganbate like screech of "Woo!" as Forlorn does his best to help you. You had to listen to that. You can have a boost for it.
okay. So let's see how this works. So Jones is able to get 3 success, 3 advantage, and sadly only 1 triumph. Can't
Only
get the
one
perfect threes.
triumph.
Well, I mean, 3 success, 3 advantage. It would have just been perfect to end with 3 triumph. But
right. So going down with the successes. Was Jones trying to land on top or right onto the back? I'll let you choose with that amount of successes.
If we're talking like a cube van where it's got the rolling thing on the back, he'd be going for that, because he'd be trying to get in, because that's where he would assume Trelwe is. That Hookman would be able to deal with the driver on his own. Where if it's more of the smaller, just sort of like a van, he'd be going for the top.
All right, so it is a cube van, so it's like it has the roller on the back, so that'd be perfect.
He'd be going for like landing feet on the sort of step bumper thing that they all have, and one of the handrails.
All right, so yeah, you would land. Jones would land perfectly on there. Like whatever hand he needs free is free, and they could do. You still have 3 advantages to go through before we get to that triumph. How would you like to use the advantages?
Okay, so since it has one of those roller things on it, I don't know if this would combine both of the advantages and the triumph or what, but I just sort of see him leaping off, sort of doing that little bit of running in air thing, but as his opposite hand, like the one not grabbing onto the rail, goes back, pulling out that vibro sword and swiping down to essentially destroy the latch, causing it to start to roll up.
You know, that's like a 3 advantage easy open a door because it's just a regular roll up door. I'll take the 3 advantage for that moment. It rolls up,
Okay.
yet you still have a tramp to make use of.
All right. Okay, at that point, I'm not entirely certain what the triumph would be.
So I'll describe what's in there, and then we can roll
Okay.
with the triumph. Because, like I
Okay,
said,
cool.
Hookman's currently in the front of the window. The girl's like has stopped the truck. Her hands are up, like her headset's off, and she's looking at Hookman, just like giving the look of, "Is this a heist?"
In a way.
On the back, Jones has landed, cut the lock, it is rolled up, and there's a lot of just like boxes and materials. It looks like this truck was delivering stuff back to the ships. Things like it looks like some with supplies, some have like gifts, but near the back of the truck is just like one really large, like kind of like human sized crate is the best way to put it, with a bow on it marked to the Kraken. Yeah, you gotta try him. So,
I mean, yeah, but
so I'm letting you can choose how you want to play with
I,
this.
I mean, that honestly, that almost feels like enough of a triumph as it is. Uh, so what I'm definitely thinking of is, yeah, like as the vehicle slows, oh, this will be sort of a perfect thing. As the driver of the van hits the brake, I'm figuring that Jones was able to get on just before, so she slams the brakes on. Hookman's having to hold on, barely able to hold on for his blaster rifle. And there's Jones looking at this crate in the back, at the bow on it. And the triumph is pretty much he gets launched from the back up to the front wall and comes down pretty much in a superhero pose. He is definitely a descendant of a battle droid. So it's in the most comical sort of splattered shape on the back wall and then comes down in a 3-point, one knee, 1 foot, one hand with their vibro sword up, and they look down. It's like, oh, I seem to have found our errant engineer.
Back towards the Hookman, the girl's just kind of like looking at like the girl's looking at Hookman. She's like she's slowly opening the door behind her. She's like, I'm just going to know. Would Jones open the box or wait for Hookman? I need to know.
Like, if the van is stopped, yeah, Jones is totally going to wait for Hookman because Hookman's like, what, 30 seconds away?
Yeah.
As, like, Jones will reposition, so he's just sort of innocently sitting there, legs swaying on the side of it. Several of the boxes that had been there are just batted to the side with the side of their vibro sword. Vibro sword sort of out over their lap, and they're just sort of almost like droid whistling at it. Like, do do do. Oh, there you are. I was wondering. Well, you try and get one of these things to stop. Oh, is that what you did? Can this thing get moving again? Or are we going to have to wait for you to rummage around in it? She didn't seem to do anything much to it. I think it might even still be running. And then Jones would jump off and, well, come on, let's see what is in here. And starts trying to pry the crate open.
The crate doesn't take too much to open. It's like Jones was like start doing it to pry it and then realize there's just latches and untying the bow. And when it's opened, it's Trelwe is currently tied up in the box, a bow on his head with like a little gift tag hanging off of it. Like his hands are tied crossed over his chest, and there's a data pad on his chest. All the rustling around has turned it on, and it seems to be training videos of the Cracker Cats. But Trelwe seems to be like gripping onto something, despite being unconscious, is gripping onto something in his hand.
Between the two of them, they sort of know which one's better at different things. Jones would very deftly at least unsnip Trelwe's bindings, but it would be Hookman looking at whatever Trelwe's holding on to or what the data pad might have.
So the data pad is like kind of has information on the Cracker Cats, almost like someone downloaded what they could onto there, like their training videos, their plans, things like that. But in Trelwe's hand, if Hookman opens it up, is a comm unit, but it doesn't look like any comm unit that that ISR or the Codfather uses, because the Codfather, if anything, is very consistent in their branding and coloring. Where even the communicators usually are in that pink and purple with like the gold and like teal like accent colors.
Okay.
This one's a black one. Go for it.
Okay. So there is actually a very basic question that I'm sure everyone else is also wondering too. How is Trelwe dressed right now?
Oh, that's right. Trelwe he's in a powder blue suit with dark blue accents of kind of like a frilly under white shirt, pristinely clean shoes. Actually, no. This one is immaculate. It is clean and pressed in comparison to other people that may be wearing similar suits today. They did not take as well care as this suit as Trelwe did. It is tailored to him. It is perfectly fit. Like it is one of those you open it and it's this man looks dapper.
All
Seems even
right, all
he
right.
seems to have even grown out a little mustache.
Okay. Huh. That is mildly surprising. So yeah, there's this black communicator that's there. Interesting. Yeah, no, Hookman is absolutely going to scoop that up and start trying to poke and see if there's anything that he can glean from it or turn it on and start threatening people, one or the other.
If he the moment he turns it on, immediately it just hears chaos going off of it. You just hear seems to be a woman's voice. No one told me there were so many heavies here. I need backup now. I need backup at this shipment. What is that? And it just cuts off.
Yes. Perfect.
Trelwe is nothing if not he's smart. It's like if you're gonna get knocked out and captured, try to grab something. Sometimes it's scratch and get DNA. Sometimes it's still a communicator.
He is an actual engineer as well. He was actually an engineering officer at one point. So, okay, let's not get into the whole officer and enlisted thing, but he should, in theory, if he's worth his salt, he is actually decent at his job. All the things you can do with a communicator. He's got his own as well, apparently, because, well, he's been lowjacked. Like all of the Codfather crew. So he's passed out. He's got one of the assassin's communicators. Interesting. And they're just sort of stopped on the
Yeah, they're stopped on the highway. They were in the slow lane because obviously this person wasn't going to go very fast. So there's like traffic going around the garbage speeder. Whoever looks outside to see, like, all right, how's things going? It's very distracted to see, but Ranit is currently taking pictures with the truck driver and the garbage truck driver. Just like taking pictures. They seem super excited, and it doesn't take much to notice that these two people know Hutball and know the Cracker Cats because they know Ranit. Ranit's right there. Thank you, thank you. I mean, love to see you. I could get you free tickets if you like. Looking over towards Hookman and Jones, giving a kind of like, let's go, hurry up.
hey, want to run back to the arena? We might need to be dropping off a wrongful pickup here.
The girl kind of looks over. It's like, so, sorry. You could have just, told me. She got, and this girl, you finally got to get a look at her. She's just like the skinny young girl. Looks like this is her first job. Short brunette bob. It's like, I'll get us there. You want to stay back here?
Well, would you mind if my droid rode up in the front with you?
I mean, she kind of looks at Joy.
And Jones would then just bow. Like, at this point, yeah, the cape would furl and bows as elegantly as he can.
She just looks at him. Cool. Yeah. Looks back at Ranit. So you can give me free tickets? All right, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, just come to the front seat. Let's go. Ranit, and as Jones is getting out, Ranit gets to like pull down the back door and just looks at Hookman's like, you two owe me. And then closes the door and
Hookman will sort of lean against the wall of the cube van, picks their comm up, and just starts off with Code 2, Minnow 1. Being able to collect up what could be our errand code, and I'm making our way back to where we had lost it, because it was looking like Minnow 1 was needing a wee spot of backup, and with a delay, even more. So Exile and I will be heading back to offer a wee bit of support there, just to let everyone know there does seem to be a connection between those at the arena, those in the Cracker Cats, and happenstances which are going on elsewhere in the general neck of the woods with the landing fields. Hopefully Rusty and the others have you back. Anyway, ta-ta for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates at linktree/The Hydian Way, and you can find me on the socials at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me, Henry, everywhere as at SimDisorder, SYM Disorder.
And we are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes and previous seasons.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
You can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com, and you can find merch at tpublic/users/thehydianway.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can with a CAF Crew subscription at ko-fi.com/thehydianway.